Welcome back. You know what? It takes forever for fruit trees to grow. Look at this thing. It's been like 4 years since I started it from seed and it's finally blooming and maybe it's gonna get some fruit. But what if I wanted fruit in 100 days? Like I plant something and I get fruit in 100 days. Yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about today. Let's make your food forest fruit fast. Alliteration. Fountain. Let's see what he's got in his pockets. Blacktail mountain watermelon. Sounds good. 1, 2, 3. All right, good luck, guys. Here's another seedling plum that really bloomed pretty decently this year. It probably started at the same time I did that one. But I want you guys to see that a food forest, even though it's comprised, you have an idea, it's a forest, right? It's a forest ecosystem. And you think, oh, this is gonna take some time, I need to make sure that I get production out of something else for a while. In the early stages of a food forest, you have lots of sunlight. There's still plenty of sunlight in here for me to grow crops that like the sun. So if I want fruit fast, I can plant fast growing fruit. I can get some annuals in here tucked in. This is Rugosa friulana, packaged for 2022, so hopefully they're still viable. I've put a few extra in there. Go through the fridge and figure out what seeds I have kicking around and stick them here and there through the food forest. Last year we grew pumpkins out of here, and in my grocery row gardens, which are very tree heavy, I planted watermelons. In the last few years we've grown a lot of watermelons in the grocery row gardens beneath the young trees, most of which are not really producing much yet. And you just kind of look around and say, okay, well, I got a tree here. That's not fruiting yet, but I can make fruit. Yes, pumpkins, summer squashes, those are technically fruits. But watermelons, summer squash, I can hack in anywhere where I want to just make a hill, scrape off the grass, and make a hill in just a very short period of time and throw a few seeds in it. And see, just in this period that I'm talking right now, those are some of the hurricane lilies that are coming up. In case you wondered if I was pulling out something I care about, I don't care about those. They're basically a weed everywhere here. But I could go and say, hey, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, make a little hill. If you have poor soil, you can throw a handful of compost in there, or whatever you have available, or you could foliar feed later. This is Luke Jackson's large Indian cucumber. Thank you, Luke. Luke Jackson's large Indian cucumber, which I haven't had a chance to plant yet. Put a few seeds, stick them in the ground. And then you're gonna say, well, what about all these weeds out here? Isn't this going to be a problem later? I mean, these things don't have bare soil around them. They don't have any mulch that they could climb over. Isn't this just gonna choke it out? Well, let me tell you, when I was down in Grenada, my friend Mike, who taught me a lot about farming down in the tropics, would clear an area. He would cut all the grass down to the ground with a string trimmer or with a machete, and then he would cut some bare spots like I just did here, and then plant them with the crop, and then come back with a string trimmer and butcher the weeds to the ground a couple of times as those vines started to run, and then just keep string trimming in front of the vines of the pumpkins, and continue to clear. So you actually didn't have to clear the land. You didn't have to till the land. You had no till. You had intact roots in the ground all around it. But the pumpkins were able to get a running start over the top of the grass and grow over that grass and the weeds, and produced pumpkins just fine without all of that damaging of tilling and tearing it up and weeding and all that. All we have to do is suppress the weeds and make sure the pumpkins can run over the top of it. Last year we had pumpkins running for 80 feet, 100 feet over grass in our yard, and we just kept cutting in front of them and letting them run over the grass, and they shaded out, and they win if they can get a running start. So once they get big enough, so long as you just keep cutting in front of them, no big deal. We've got to take advantage of the sunlight. Well, we have it here. Last year, I put some big old compost piles out here. That's what this nice black soil is right here. It's grown a few weeds on it. And we grew pumpkins. And since I'm thinking about my friend Mike right now, Mike, if you're watching this video, you got to get in touch with me. We got to talk again. You got to find my email or something and send me a message. I'm going to plant some real, honest to goodness Grenada tropical pumpkins out here. This is a Grenada black pumpkin. And we just keep suppressing the weeds around it, and it should love this old rotten compost that we put in last year. There should be plenty of life left in that. This Japanese persimmon gave us, I don't know, probably a good 25 or 30 fruits last year. And it's just waking up. Maybe we can add some more fruits to the base. Notice that I've been planting fruits. Cucumbers, summer squash, pumpkins, they're all fruits. But my favorite of all of them is really the watermelons. So I'm gonna stick some more watermelons down here. Over time, your food forest is going to start to close up. The canopy will start to close. And these sun-loving annuals won't be so happy in here. As a matter of fact, you won't be able to get them to really grow at all. But, well, there's lots of sunlight coming down from above, and these trees are little. Why not get a lot of extra yield? If you want fast yields from the food forest, take advantage of those fast-growing annuals. You can till areas, you can put in sunflowers around the edges, you could put in daikons, you could do some sheet mulching if you didn't want to till any areas or break the ground up at all. You can put in potatoes in beds. You can grow all kinds of fast-growing things. We grew pigeon peas down in the tropics. We grew grain corn. We grew a lot of stuff in between the perennials as they were coming in, and we've done the same here. And the more you improve the soil over time by chopping and dropping and adding compost and adding mulch and allowing there to be a lot of life growing. Every time this falls to the ground and rots, it builds the soil up. So everything that all this stuff, right, it's all building the soil. The more that you take advantage of that fast annual growth in here and take advantage of the small tree sizes, you can actually get a very high production in the early years. And then over time, it's going to shift from that annual production into perennial production as these trees get bigger and bigger and they start to shade it out. But get those fast-growing powerhouses, and just look, anywhere where there's a gap or you've got half sun or more, there's probably some fast-growing crop that you can throw in there. I'm putting fruits in today, but there's a lot of vegetables that'll do it. So just think about that in your food forest. Think about taking advantage of the light while you have it. And then you don't really have to be sad that it's going to take so long, because you're going to have food coming out of it every single year, even before these trees are hardly making a thing. If you want to learn more about food forests, be sure to check out my other food forest videos. If you're in Florida, you might enjoy my book, Create Your Own Florida Food Forest, which is a great big illustrated book. And if you want to get more in depth and see my exclusive videos, I have a food forest course for everybody that joins my group. If you like what I'm doing and you want to support this channel, come and join my school group, and you can watch all of the exclusive How to Start a Food Forest the Easy Way videos. but you can also figure it out just from watching my YouTube channel. So if you can't afford to support us in that way, totally fine with it. I try to answer questions via email and in the comments here, but I do appreciate all of you that have signed up and become part of our community over there. I'll catch you all next time. Thanks for joining me. Tell me what's going on in your food forest down in the comments. And until next time, may your thumbs always be green. Welcome back. Was it good? It's just like, do you need Dramamine for that shot? I just felt like I'm on a boat.
I liked it.
Oh, sorry. Let's shoot it again.
It was really good and you messed it up.
I know. Let's try it
It'll
again.
never be the same.
We can try it again. No?